So I kind of messed up. Well, not really, but if you've seen one of my last videos, I talked about the Zenless Zone Zero revenue, with it generating 3.7 million on mobile in the first 24 hours. And if you want to go see that video, then it's up on my channel right now. I'll leave the link to it in the description, and I pretty much just talk you over all of the revenue. But I did start getting a lot of comments telling me that I was wrong and that Zenless Zone Zero was actually doing better compared to games like Wuthering Waves, and that somehow I got it all wrong and that my information was incorrect. So in this video, I'm going to be diving into how much revenue Zenless Zone Zero is actually making, and whether I was wrong or right in the first place. But before I begin this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go over to Gamer Subs and use my code KAZA. We can get a ton of cups, tubs, and even more if you just use the link down below, where you can get yourself 10% off. And also, I got a new anime channel out, so don't forget to go check that out too. That'll be down below as well. But let's get back into the video. So as I said, I made a video covering Zenless Zone Zero generating 3.7 million on mobile. Now, here is the key thing. A lot of people saying, oh, they've made more, you've got it wrong, they made more. This is in the first 24 hours. And a lot of these comments that you guys were commenting was after, 24 hours. This was a few days later. And you would be right. You can see here, it says Zenless Zone Zero has earned almost 25 million in 5 days, which is absolutely insane. And that is a massive difference to the first 24 hours. So this is the big difference between the two sets of data that a lot of people were trying to tell me that I got wrong. This is the first 24 hours, whereas this is the first 120 hours. So that is a big difference here. And obviously, I will be covering this right now and talking you through how Zenless Zone Zero is doing now after a couple of days. Because you can't really expect my video just to randomly update on YouTube every time there's a change in the revenue. No, of course not. It's literally impossible to do that. So the only thing I can do is make an update video like this and show you guys how well Zenless Zone Zero is actually doing. So if we take a look at this article, it says that Zenless Zone Zero has officially reached 50 million downloads within 3 days of launch, which is a big improvement to last time because it said we had about 5.9 million downloads on iOS and Android, which wasn't very high. So it just seems like a lot of people just didn't get around to it on the first day of playing. And I'm sure there's also a lot of people that were just enticed by a lot of other players playing the game and content creators creating content on as well. Because obviously the first day of release, there might not be as much content because everyone's still creating that content. And then on the second day and the third day, then there's going to be a lot more content now, a lot more people playing the game, a lot more people getting further in the game too and finding out what this game's even about, which will entice even more people to come over and, download the game. And as you can see, 50 million people have downloaded it, which is absolutely insane. And this data comes from AppMagic again. AppMagic was the data that was used for the first 24 hours too, as you can see here. I will get it up on their actual official website, but it turns out you have to pay to actually see anything to do with the revenue, which is kind of stupid. But hey, we got these news companies telling us exactly how much they're making. This says that Zenless Zone Zero has generated 24.6 million on Apple's App Store and the Google Play Store in its first 5 days, according to AppMagic estimates. So again, this isn't exactly accurate. It's like somewhere in the ballpark of 24.6 million. But it's going to be somewhere close to this. And this is just really, really good for Zenless Zone Zero, because if we take a look at a lot of the revenue that's going on, we can see if they make 24.6 million, then that will put them right above Solo Leveling Arise, meaning that they'll be at 8th place literally in the first 120 hours, which is kind of insane because we still have the whole month to go of revenue. And they've also started pretty early in the month too, so they're going to have a lot of time to build up that revenue and get super high on the gacha chart. Now, will it overtake Wuthering Waves? We could possibly see it overtaking Wuthering Waves. As you can see here, it says 29 million, but the thing is, you have to remember this is across all regions. So 24.6 million is across all regions. So Wuthering Waves is 29 million plus 16.5 million. So again, that puts them around about like 46 million-ish. So again, Zenless Zone Zero about halfway there, and it's only the first couple days of the launch. So definitely think Zenless Zone Zero is going to be somewhere up here in the first like top 5 spot. Maybe even like top 3 spot because, it's the release date. And the news article is saying that it's actually outperforming the combined revenue of predecessors Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail last week. So again, that's super good. And obviously Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail haven't had any massive updates recently, so the revenue is going to be very high. But with the release of a new game like Zenless Zone Zero, it's going to be much higher because, lots of people are playing the game, lots of people are pulling on the new character, especially Ellen being such a nice character too, so lots of people are going to be wanting to pull on that as well. And it says that Genshin Impact generated 10.6 million and Honkai Star Rail generated 11.7 million, which kind of proves how much Honkai Star Rail is taking over Genshin Impact at the moment. Genshin Impact making less than Honkai Star Rail. So I think Genshin Impact is slowly leaving the door in terms of the best gacha game, and I think Honkai Star Rail is going to take that spot. Maybe even Zenless Zone Zero is going to take Genshin Impact's spot at that second place bit on the revenue chart. Now, where is all of this revenue coming from? Well, we talked about this a bit in the past, but it says of Zenless Zone Zero's 24.6 million revenue, so far 51% has come from Hoyoverse's home territory, China. So again, this is to be expected. China has a massive community whenever it comes to gacha games, and especially Hoyoverse games, seeing as Hoyoverse is a Chinese company. And it says that Japan actually currently ranks second with 25%, which is kind of insane, because in the last one we saw that the US was really high, and that they led with a lot of the installs, but it seems like the US are spending less money and just playing the game more free to play, and that China and Japan are the ones that are actually doing the spending on this game. And then they said that the US rounds out the top 3 with 8% of Zenless Zone Zero's total earnings, following the same pattern as Honkai Star Rail. So the top 3 countries are China, Japan, and the US, and it just kind of proves how global Hoyoverse has made their game, with US being up there, because usually you wouldn't really see the US or even the UK or any kind of Western country being up there in the top 3 spenders for a gacha game. Usually it would be some other Asian country, maybe even Korea. But no, the US is up there, and that's really great to see. So overall, it is looking very good for Zenless Zone Zero, with them making over 25 million. And obviously, this was 5 days ago, so before you type in the comments again telling me that, oh, this information is like a day out of date or something like that, yes, this is an ever-evolving situation. It's revenue. It goes up every single day. But I just wanted to keep you guys updated. It seems like they're doing very good, and it's doing a lot better than it was from the first day. I mean, 24 hours is a really short period of time to be, you know, judging a game by its revenue. So now we've had about 120 hours, we can actually see how much Zenless Zone Zero is going to make in the future, and it seems like it's going to make a lot. Especially with a lot of the issues in Zenless Zone Zero with like a lack of pools and a lack of like free rewards. It takes a long time to get it, especially, you know, whenever I've been playing the game. So a lot of people are going to get fed up and just spend on the game, which could be a good thing for Zenless Zone Zero, but it could also be a bad thing for the actual player base. And yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see until the next revenue chart to see how this compares to a lot of the other gacha games like Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and also Honkai Star Rail, because obviously the release of Zenless Zone Zero is going to be massive. A release of any game usually is massive if you have enough advertising. But next month would also be interesting, because I want to see how Zenless Zone Zero compares to a lot of these games whenever it has downtime, because we haven't seen Zenless Zone Zero in downtime yet, and we're just starting to see Wuthering Waves in downtime at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see how the two go up against each other whenever they aren't at like the top of their game, and that, you know, and there is a little bit of a dry patch, because there is a dry patch in a lot of these games. Yeah, that's about all I got for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think Zenless Zone Zero is doing good? Are you going to come back and start playing it maybe because of a lot of this revenue stuff? And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as I said, go over to Gamer Subs, use my code KAZA, which is down below. You can get yourself 10% off cups, subs, and a ton more stuff. They got a ton of really nice flavors. I mean, at the moment, I'm really liking Blowhole Blast, so I would definitely give that one a try. And yeah, as I said, I've also got a new anime channel at the moment, so definitely go check that out, and I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.